Welcome to day 7 of becoming a music producer. Today is a very special day. As I said, I'm going to be documenting this progress, and I started tackling something called sampling. I use Logic X Pro. I started this series because I really just wanted to own all my masters. Now I want to own everything because I'm tired of losing my profits. So I am going to be doing something called sampling. And I have some notes that I took on it. I have something that I actually sampled, and this is going to be a good representation of how 7 days of music producing should and might look. And it might not look pretty, it might not look great, but right now I'm getting my reps in, and eventually I want to be able to make my own beats and use them with my songs. So I'm going to be going over 3 things in this video. I learned how to make a loop, I learned how to make a chop, and I learned how to reverse. Now all of these might sound simple to you, or they might sound foreign, but I'm gonna take you with me on this journey. Again, day 7 notes. So you can basically create your own vocal and sing or make a noise. Like something I really wanna do is like go to a certain place in the world and then just like make a beat out of the sounds that I find in that area. So it could be cars whizzing, it could be people talking, it could be a cough, it could be someone dropping something in the street, and you can just sample that and you can make drums out of that. I think that's so cool. That is not what I did in this video. So I used a loop from Logic. I grabbed a random loop. The loop that I got is called Gospel Background. I'm just gonna play it like this. So this is how it sounds normal without anything to it. And that's what I found in the Logic library, and that's what I decided to work with. I'll show you what I did to it after. My first step here is I went to audio effects. I went into metering just to find the BPM of it. This actually had the BPM listed because it was in Logic, so I didn't have to do that. But that's just the first step I would take, is if I manipulated a real life sound or I was importing sounds that weren't in Logic, Logic doesn't know what that BPM is. You understand? So you'd have to figure it out by running a program within the program. Next, I changed the track to something called monophonic, and this allows me to slice, right? So I wanted to be able to slice and cut up this loop. The whole point of this is I want to find a beginning and end of this loop that I want to work with. So if there's anything on the left side or the right side that I don't want to work with when I'm trying to sample, whatever I'm trying to do, whether I'm chopping or reversing or whatnot, some parts of it I might not want in it. So that's the first thing that I do. You clean it up. I'm cleaning up the track that I want to sample. I added something called transient lines. So then after that, you delete what's not needed. Logic needs to know what the BPM is when it goes in, but after you start messing with it, you can change this BPM. So if you actually want the sample to be slower, you can make it slower. And if you want the sample to be a little faster, you can also make it faster as well. Oh, and then something really dope here is you can actually mess with the pitch. So if you didn't like the pitch of the sample or the loop you're using, you can change that, and that might again sound very obvious. That's just making the loop. Next, making a chop. You can actually connect the sample to your MIDI keyboard. I can play the sample on my MIDI keyboard, but I'm able to slice up the whole sample, meaning that I can set this part of the song to play in a certain key, and this part of the song to play in a certain key, and then this part of the song in the middle to play in a certain key. So every key that I press controls a different part, basically broken out into segments. And you can really get creative then and start creating your own melodies, with the sample. So the sample won't play as the loop, it'll play however you decide to play the keys, right? So step 1 is just basically segmenting it up, and you can segment it to your liking. You can choose, I want this to play on this key, I want it to play this much, or I want this key to play this much. So one key will play more of the sample, another key might play less of the sample. So in order to do this, you just drag the original loop to create this chop right below it, and then you click something here that says quick sample original, and this will pull up this screen that then allows you to go and chop up to your liking how you want to play the sample out on your keys. And then obviously after you record the sample, you're going to want to quantize them, and that's what I did here as well. The loop that I created out of the sample, that's the loop. I've literally just cut out the ends. I kept most of it, right? Now, looking at the chop, this is what I did. I heard the loop and I just got a little bit creative and I chopped it up. Yeah, and so I was like, damn, I kind of like where I'm going. I decided to add some drums. This is bonus too, because I actually just learned how to do these types of drums. Obviously there'd be some variation, but like, I thought that sounded pretty tight, you know, for sampling something for the first time. The last thing, reversing, is pretty simple. You take the sample, and then I am just going to reverse this track. So you click one thing, and now the whole sample is reversed, meaning I can re-chop it up. Reverse. Yeah, so you get it. It's just reverse. I know sometimes if you don't like the way it sounds forward, try reversing it. Maybe it sounds dope. That's really what I've touched with sampling. There's a lot more that I want to do. Like I said, I would love to create a song, you know, either just or with some outside factors, meaning making noises basically in the wild, trying to create sounds that then I can put into my music. I think that'd be really dope. This was me just experimenting within Logic, not even outside of it, because if I can understand it within the program, I feel like then it's a lot easier to experiment with other stuff as well. I definitely want to experiment more, and I just wanted to document this part as, hey, like, what have I been doing other than recording? It's day 7 of sharing stuff with you. If you guys are here for the long run, I appreciate it, right? This is something that, you know, I started this year, and I'm really excited to see where I get with all this by the end of the year. I'm excited to grow, and hopefully you guys can grow with me through this, or if you're working on something else, hopefully this motivates you to pick that thing up, because you'll see where I am from day 1 to day 100. We're gonna be stupid. By the time we're day 100, we're gonna make some stupid beats, and I'm excited to share those with you. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace and peace.